Welcome to Gearhead Country. I'm your host, Ian Rome, and we are here at, well, my backyard for the Gearhead Country kind of mid to late summer
backyard
open.
Party.
Yeah, the backyard party.
Yeah.
And I'm here with Jessie T.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. It's so nice to actually be here and just like getting to sit in a backyard on a summer night. Like, there's nothing better.
You are right on that.
Yeah.
Now, you have had a very busy summer. I've seen you all over the place, singing with, what's Jason's name?
Jason Blason. No, Jason Blaine.
Blason. That was the joke of the night because it's just like
Yeah.
And it was Jason Blason, but no, you're playing with Jason Blaine.
I am.
So I saw you at Palmer Rapids.
Yeah.
I just saw you last week at Boots and Hearts.
Absolutely.
Background singing.
Yeah.
And again, wonderful. That has got to be a special moment. Just being on that stage, being on the main stage. What was that like?
It was interesting because, like, the cool thing about playing with Jason is I'm getting to kind of see what being on those big stages is like, but from a kind of side perspective. There's not as much pressure on me, which is cool, but seeing how he commands a crowd, how the crowd responds to him, what his song, like, I'm such an observer and such like a learner. It's just been such a cool experience. And Boots and Hearts, the stage was like the size of a whole building. It was a really, really special moment.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I can't imagine it myself because he had a really good crowd come out. He was like late afternoon, and again because he's well known in the Canadian country music industry, and he's got a great following in himself. And it just did a wonderful job as well. He's been there a lot of years. He's done a lot of stuff there. I think 2019 would have been the last one. He was cruising around the back of the Chevy pickup truck, just sort of, and that's all he was doing was playing kind of unplugged and just for the Chevy show, and which was excellent.
He's just so good, like in any capacity, and as obviously a musician myself, being able to like sit back and appreciate. Like, I play in another country cover band full of wildly talented musicians, and sometimes I just sit there and think like as if this is my life. Like I get front row actually closer than front row passes to like seeing some of my favorite musicians. It's just so cool.
Well, again, that's the magic of things that we do, and I'm glad you're having a good time. But here we are in my backyard, which again you can see my backyard, Ken. We're in my backyard. We got Jamie Warren playing tonight. So you were kind of the mid. You had a gig earlier today.
I did
with Dave Woods. So you've been very busy.
Yes.
And again, thank you for coming out and sort of doing this as your secondary gig this evening. But again, you come in. You didn't wear the opening act. You were kind of the mid act break, and it was fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Thoroughly impressed with the songwriting and the stuff you've got going. Looking forward to your next single, which is that was the Margarita. Margarita. God, I love that one. We're gonna have that one down in Cuba sometime in the near future, or Mexico, whichever way.
I love
whichever way we play, we're gonna have that one going.
Beautiful.
So we're all about alcohol and cars, and as Marshall Danes, we will not mix those in a.
No.
And it will mix them in a good way. Leave your keys and away you go.
Exactly.
So you've had a busy summer.
Yeah.
What else is going on with you?
Oh man, honestly, this summer is like I've just been all over the place, but it's so cool. Like, I'm getting to see so much of Ontario, and it's a year of yes. That's what I keep saying. After the last few, we've obviously all been through a bunch of different stuff, but just having the opportunity to play, like, I know I'm a lifer. There's in interviews before, people are like, when did you know you were going to be a musician? It's like, I'll let you know. It's just been following like a series of opportunities, and if I can fit 2 gigs in a day, I will gladly fit 2 gigs in a day. So thank you so much for having me here. These nights are so special to be able to test music.
You've done a lot with Jamie over the last year with your coffee time sessions, which are great.
Thank you.
You can find them on Instagram, you can find them all over the place, but it's a great feature you run in there. So as I'm sure you've learned, this industry is all about relationships, and
So
it's
much.
people networking. It's networking with the CCMAs. It's networking with the CMAOs. It's networking with all these great organizations as artists and like-minded people come together.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when it works, it's all people just sharing and being friends and opening doors, and here we are.
It's so well. And speaking of networking, like Jamie and I met when I was 15,
Yeah.
which is wild. I was such a youngin', and the way that I kind of got into the studio was my uncle, who used to be in a band when he was growing up as a teenager, gave me an hour of recording time for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I recorded such an eclectic album. It was like Patsy Cline, Gretchen Wilson, Sugarland, Evanescence, Anna Knacklack. There was Die of a Broken Heart, Carolyn Dawn Johnson. And one of them made its way up to the studio in Kitchener. And Rick Hutt, who's my producer, wanted to meet me, and I came in, and Jamie was there, Steve Hogg was there, J.K. Gully was there, Carrie was there. It was just like a room full of people that well, I didn't know at the time. And so now being able to look back and just thinking about how kind of naive I was there, but also how many like really good people and such nurturing people and generous people. Like, I was nothing back then, but each and every one of them gave me so much time and compassion and so many lessons. So the fact that I get to play a show tonight like this with Jamie is just a really special thing.
Oh yes, nurturing and generous. That is the mantra, I think, of the Canadian Country Music Association, and just the group that's in it is just like it can be so much that.
Totally. Absolutely. Everybody's just rooting for one another, and it's a great scene to be a part of. And there's so much opportunity, It's important to nurture. All ships rise.
Yep.
So, go out and see people's shows if you can, and support each other's music and share it, because there's so much talent to go around.
And as much as we all complain about the state of radio right now in Canada, we find ways around it.
Oh, yeah.
Through social media, through YouTube, through all these other venues. We work around it, and we get the music out there, and we get it to the people that want to hear it. And,
totally.
And again, it gets noticed. So again,
sure.
this is Gearhead country. So let's talk about. I haven't broached this subject, but what about cars? What are you a car girl? You somehow
well, I drive
truck girl.
I drive a mean Honda Civic, let me tell you.
I saw it when it rolled into the driveway.
Yeah.
So we won't spend a lot of time in your lovely economical Honda Civic, which is a very practical means of movement, and that is fine. But let's go to some other stuff. What was the family car growing up that you remember?
Well, to my Civic, I always call it an elite model race Civic, more just because I have a heavy foot. But I always had a dream growing up that I was going to drive a red truck with a white stripe down the side. And every time I'd see one on anywhere, back roads mostly, I'd be like, that's going to be my truck one day. And I've never had a truck, but we had a van growing up, we had a Jeep growing up, but like a Buick. Kind of a bunch of different cars, but never really a fancy car.
Red with a white stripe, so you're kind of like, subconsciously you're thinking Starsky and Hutch, but in a truck form. So.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
The big tomato.
Exactly. And then we had a really cool car in my title track video, which was a classic car. We had a 65 El Camino. I just had this like vision of having like a really cool car. And it was funny because the cassette tape that I got to mimic some of the lyric was yellow. And when I talked to one of my friends, I was like, where am I going to find a classic car? And she's like, well, let me reach out to my mechanic. And all of a sudden she sends me this photo of this stunning yellow El Camino, and everything just, it was meant to be. It all came together, and I fell in love.
You know what I'm going to say. The next time you need a classic car,
yes,
you come and talk to us, because we've got cars and trucks in our magical circle of crazy people. That yes, we can set you up with
love,
whatever. Right?
Love
yeah, yeah. Can't even begin to. I'm not even going into that in general. No, you're right, Ken. Don't get on that. Don't get on that. What would be your favorite TV or movie car growing up? Again, you're not that old. You're only 30, so
I have an answer. And actually speaking to one of my first idols who just passed away, but Grease. Go Grease Lightning. Olivia Newton-John, man. That one.
Olivia Neutron Bomb.
That one hurt. That one actually really hurt. But that car, man, Grease Lightning. Danny Zuko was my first crush. That's when I think I started going for bad boys there. But it was honestly Grease Lightning. I watched that movie day in. My parents actually used to have a Laserdisc player. And so the movie was split on 2 different discs. So I used to come home, put the first one in, watch it, sit in front of the TV, sing every word, recite every word, and then it would quickly have to change, and I'd jump and change it. So I would definitely say the most iconic car in my mind would be the car from Grease.
Grease Lightning. No one has made a reproduction of Grease Lightning as far as I know. But having said that, that's okay. I sense an older soul as you play the Patsy Cline and love the Patsy Cline.
Oh, yeah.
That, again, you're sort of embracing the roots of things old and things new, which is a good place to be.
Absolutely. There's always been, I've always kind of been a little bit of an old soul and just appreciated stopping and kind of looking at the things in life, you know? Yeah, and cars are beautiful. Like my folks always went to Sauble, and we always made a point of going down to the car show in Sauble Beach and just kind of walking along and seeing them all. And
well, in that case, again, I'm sure that you stumbled across there. You probably saw us there because we spent many years as the Rusty Nuts Car Club. That was one of our favorite shows. Was at Sauble Beach on the main drag, parking in along the strip and getting set up. We never missed that through the early 2000s, and we never missed that show. It was a great one.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and beach towns just in general, I love the beach. So. Back, you got nice cars to look at, ice cream, beach, cool 50s, 60s music.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So now, all of a sudden, again, you've got multiple number ones.
Of course.
You got money to burn. What will you go and buy? What is your dream car? Jessie T, what is your dream car? Think upon this. Don't jump. Your dream car.
My dream car.
What would it be?
See, it's funny because there would be a car that I would probably go for a classic car, to be completely honest with you, and I don't necessarily know what it would be, but I would go for a classic car. I've always said I don't want too fancy of a car to drive because I'd be too scared to drive it. I'd want one that I wasn't scared to wreck.
Or for someone to, shit happens. So.
Exactly, but
it's worth millions of dollars. I don't want to drive it. No, you got to have something practical that you can drive and enjoy. That's the core point, is enjoy.
Exactly. That would definitely be part of it. But I think a classic car would be really cool. A convertible.
Well, we're narrowing it down.
Yeah.
Like again, an old Mustang, an old Cutlass, an old convertible Chevelle. Or you want to go older? Are you looking into the 50s? Are you looking?
Sure. Let's go with the Mustang. Huh? I think that'd be cool. I like the ones that just sound like they have that. Exactly.
Can you do that a little bit louder? Louder. We're gonna work on that. You can sing your heart out, but you're not.
We're gonna have to work on that.
Not much for the.
I'm no Foley artist,
All right.
Yes. But we have Margarita coming out. To your point, what do I have going on?
Yes.
So,
I love that song.
Yeah, my new single's coming out August 29th. We have a really, really fun video coming. No cars in that one.
I wasn't invited for that one. That's a shame.
We're gonna. There's gonna be a video viewing party, so you should come to that.
I would come to that.
Yes. Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Please.
Do you have a margarita car?
No, but I can drink a margarita.
Well, there you go.
A margarita car.
Yeah.
Can we got a margarita car? How's the light? Need to turn the lights on?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll work on that. But no, I'm looking forward. That's a great song, by the way.
Thank you.
And I certainly am looking forward to that. And we're gonna plug the crap out of that for Gearhead Country, because not only is it about cars, but as I said, we try not to. Drinking and driving is just not good, but we do like to do the cars
one and the other.
Yeah, separately, completely separately.
Yeah. Well, speaking about Jason Blaine, he has a line in Home for the Summer.
Jason Blason.
It's where I learned to drink, where I learned to drive, and how not to do both at the same time. So there you go. That's a perfect line.
That is.
Yeah.
That is indeed. Well, again, on Margarita, yeah, you're gonna be playing that one either in Cuba or in Mexico.
Perfect.
Or something like that. We're gonna have that moment in the future. But again, I look forward to that. We're gonna have that on Gearhead Country as soon as you release it,
thank
and have
you.
some fun with it. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And then an album in the fall, which is not something I've actually officially said before. So you're getting new news here.
Really?
Yes.
A full EP coming out.
7 songs.
Jessie T.
Yep. And there's one that Jamie and I wrote together actually
Yeah,
on
so
that
I
too.
don't doubt it. I
Yes.
don't doubt it. Marvelous songwriter as well. He's here. We've already talked to him. Wrap it up? Yeah, wrap it up. He says, getting dark. Wrap it up. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out tonight.
Oh, this has been a
Thank you.
blast.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's great to have you here. So I definitely appreciate it. So, all right. Let's get our coveralls on and our tools out, and let's get back to some Gearhead Country Radio.
Beep, beep.
That was a very impromptu thing. Anyways, I'm so excited to be here today. Yeah, my name is Jessie, and this was my very first single we've ever released to country radio off my debut album. This one's called First Love Kind of Feeling. Here we go. Well, I did 1 or 2 times upon head over heels, but there's something about the first time you feel the rush, the desire, the unforgettable fire. 15, it seems so unreal. Keeping away my heart a couple times since then, but the first real spark never burned again. I had no clue until you smiled in my direction. Could feel that rush again. First love kind of feeling, the one that I forgot about. First love kind of feeling, thought that I could live without. First love feeling, got me all to say your time. Wedding cake, pop the champagne, a big dream house, and the next came the cherry on top, the perfect little girl, the sweetest thing in the world. Yet there was something sweet I couldn't get off my lips. Oh yeah, you know I still get those butterflies.